Do you want more energy throughout the day? There was a national poll taken, and they gave them 10 different options of what you want, such as live longer, clarity of thought, more energy, reversing the effects of aging, more muscle tone. I mean, all of which I would say, yes, I want all of those. More energy came out as number one. And of course, reversing the effects of aging, looking younger, acting younger, living a long time also was in the top 5. However, more energy. And what that tells me is maybe what it tells you. We don't have the energy we need. So I want to talk to you today about managing energy. How do you get more? How do you sustain energy throughout the day, then sleep well at night? When I was younger, my father told me something that I'll never forget. He said, if you have your health, you have everything. But if you have everything and lose your health, you absolutely have nothing. You lose it all. Nutrition will offer you 70% of all your results, while exercise could rise to no more than 30%. This is a healthy group, and when you are already healthy, you know that nutrition will be more contributing to your results than exercise. I didn't know that. When I was in my 30s, I had already lost 20 pounds by the time this picture was taken. Then this is me when I was in my 40s. Then when I turned 50. And now I'm going on 70 years old, eventually. You see, my goal today is to turn the lights on. My goal is to turn the lights on so that you are encouraged and never discouraged. When you eat a bagel, it metabolizes into what? Knowledge is not the issue, is it? It metabolizes into sugar. When it goes into our bloodstream, we call it blood glucose. When it's on a donut, we call it glazing. It's sugar. Now the problem is it sends a signal to our pancreas to secrete insulin. As a breadaholic, I did something that I don't even recommend you do. However, there might be somebody in this room that you think, you know what? My health is more important than my taste buds. What did I do that I don't even recommend you do? As a breadaholic, I had to come to the point where I said, I'm giving up bread. I had to give up bread. If I was an alcoholic, what advice would you give me? Same thing, stop, okay? It's that simple. I'll give you one word of advice, stop. The insulin goes out and pulls that blood sugar out and disperses it. You end up with low blood sugar. Your energy level just destroys. You end up slipping into a carb coma. You could avoid those. We eliminate all those carbs for 2 weeks. We increase their dietary fat. We increase their protein as well. And we allow them to work out effectively for 45 minutes with heavy free weights. You just got the plan. When the US government decided to get involved in your nutrition, guess what happened? When they tried to fix something that wasn't broken, guess what happened? Obesity exploded. Literally, obesity almost doubles when they told us to go low fat. When they told us to control our fat, and what did they do? They want us to eat 8 to 11 servings of carbohydrates and grains. And obesity exploded. Because people weren't listening? No, they were listening too well. They came out with something called the food pyramid. Whatever's on the bottom of the food pyramid, they want you to eat more of that, and whatever on the top, they want you to eat less or infrequently, maybe once a week. So let's look at the food pyramid that they created. At the very bottom, we have 6 to 11 servings of carb. You will feel literally like you did 10, 20 years ago. Maybe you might never have felt as good as you're about ready to feel. Your best days might be in front of you, by choice. You might literally say, I've never had this much clarity of thought, this much energy, this much get up and go, and never have I slept so well at night. That's the other thing this gentleman said who worked at the Pentagon. He said, it's amazing, I'm sleeping better. He goes, I was thinking I had sleep apnea. He goes, now it's literally since January, he goes, everything has changed. He goes, I didn't make many changes. I just increased a little bit of protein, eliminated all that bread and grains and starchy carbs, don't drink colas anymore. He said, that's pretty much it. All alcohol is carb juice. Even fruit, I recommend eat 2 to 3 servings, but stop eating fruit by 2. So what am I suggesting? Drink alcohol during the day. You start to slip into a hypoglycemic state. The secret, the key to your success, cognitively, energy, and weight loss, which all of us want to some capacity, is this: stabilize your blood sugar. We will have dramatic fluctuations of our blood sugar levels if we starve ourselves and eat a lot. Like, after all, when you starve yourself or just go all day without eating, and then you eat something, don't you get really tired right after that? Even if you eat something simple, you just feel like you might get a little bit of energy, then all of a sudden you feel a little bit groggy, especially if you eat a carb. Your body is 70% water. So think about this. If you are a 200-pound person, and now, who's good in math? If you are 70% water, how much water weight are you lugging around? 140 pounds of water. It's woven into every fiber, every cell. A healthy cell is water. You are 140 pounds of water. So think about this. If you're dehydrated, do you know that, and it doesn't take long, at the moment you become dehydrated, which happens very quickly, your brain will start to function at 20% under its capacity. And unfortunately, we get used to that. When it comes to exercise, and I know we got a lot of cardio people, but what is the best form of exercise is weight resistant exercise. Keeping in mind, I do cardio, I promote it. What happens when you do cardio exclusively? You burn up your muscle. So we have no choice but to do weight training. At the age of 30, between 30 and 31, every one of us, I included, we begin to go through a physiological shift. Every one of us begins to lose a half a pound of muscle fiber every year, period, because we're alive. And we begin to gain a half a pound of body fat every year because we're alive. That's the way it works. And some of you, that might answer a few questions, because we might now be in our 40s or 50s, and all of us, or more, and we might still be eating the same way. We might even weigh the same, but our pants are starting to increase. We're not as energetic as we used to be. So what do? We introduce cardio, which burns up more muscle. If you're presently not doing cardio, please do cardio. But I want to give you some guidelines. More intense in a shorter period of time. I want to see if you could try to get it up to, eventually, 20 minutes. Some of you, 10 minutes might be all you need right now. Do your cardiovascular exercise after your weight training. Glycogen goes into the muscle fiber. It was blood glucose, then it becomes glycogen. As soon as it goes into the muscle fiber, it's glycogen. That is your first source of fuel when you do anything. So just say hypothetically you get on the treadmill. The lifting weights fuel is the first source of fuel. And then after that, the next line of fuel is body fat. So you get on the treadmill, guess what's happening? You're burning up glycogen, not body fat. Be consistent. Everybody is probably going to be motivated to some capacity, but guess what? I would rather you do a mild workout and a 10-minute cardio routine a couple times a week and keep doing it by next year and the next year than to come on strong. I'm not talking about a New Year's resolution. I'm talking about a lifestyle of a new you. Even if you are the healthy person who's eating clean, I want you to get in the mindset of dialing it in even more. To challenge your muscle, to challenge your heart rate, to challenge your lung capacity even more. Because that's the way we are wired. We are designed to go to the next level. And if you're stagnated, we need to have muscle confusion. I am greatly looking forward to tomorrow, because we're going to dive into something that's going to be fun, entertaining. If your spouse is here, make sure they come, starting at 8 o'clock. Thank you very much for letting me join you today. Thank you, Clyde.